So you're thinking about moving to Colorado, but just don't know exactly what area you want to concentrate on. Well, that's exactly what this video is for. Let's get started. Hi there, my name is Christy Lee and I am a local real estate agent in the state of Colorado, but more importantly, I am a native of Colorado. I have lived here my whole life and never plan on moving out of this amazing state. If you're new to my channel, all of my videos are catered to my favorite places to live, where I think you should move, places to take your kiddos, things like that. So if that's something that interests you, please click that subscribe button right there. That way you are notified every time I have a new video. All right, so today I'm going to be talking about the top 10 places to move either in Denver or surrounding Denver. And I'm mainly going to focus on South Denver, areas south of Denver, I should say. So I'm going to do the top 10. So we're going to start off just simply with Denver. Okay, so everybody is gravitating towards Colorado like crazy. And there's so many amazing places, but Denver is usually where most people at least start off with, right? When you're Googling, you're thinking about where to move, and it's usually Denver, Colorado. So why is Denver so great? Well, let's just start off with the weather, okay? The weather in Colorado, but Denver specifically, we get 300 days of sunshine a year. That is more than California. That is more than Florida. I am not kidding you. It could be snowing, but still sunny outside. It could be, you know, our weather is just amazing out here. We don't ride our snowmobiles to work, nothing like that. We get snow, but it's nothing like most people think that we get. And not only that, because of the sunshine, it's typically gone the next day or 2 days later. I mean, it just melts. And so it's not dreary. It's not gloomy. It snows, you have fun in it, and then you can move on with life. So that's one of the biggest reasons. We are, or Denver as a whole is named the Mile High City, meaning that it is a mile high off of sea level, so 5,280 feet above sea level. So we are closer to the sun, okay? So most people, when they come out here, I will say they are not used to being so close to the sun. So you need to make sure you are wearing your sunscreen, drinking a lot of water, because that is, you know, when you get here, that is kind of a factor when people get sick, things like that. But people love Denver because it still offers that outdoor life, but city life. You could get into Denver. Average single family home now in 2022 is right around 600,000. It is fluctuating quite a bit, but right around $600,000. You could get a condo or a townhome in Denver as well for right around 300,000. Rents are going to be right around 2,000 a month, just depending on what area of Denver you are. But people love Denver because you are in the heart of the city, of course, but then you could still get to the mountains really quickly. I mean, I'm talking about hour and a half to get up to, you know, the ski resorts, if you're a camper, anything like that. And then we do have a lot of bike trails, streams, like rivers and stuff like that to go fishing and stuff, and kayaking. People go kayaking up and down the river, down the Platte. And ride their bikes all over Denver as well. So it just offers a really diverse type of lifestyle. And that's why I think a lot of people are gravitating towards Denver as a whole, opposed to the suburbs, just because you get a lot of everything. It is really great for young professionals or even singles. So if you're single moving to Colorado, I would definitely highly recommend going just towards Denver. Because you're going to get a lot of more of the single lifestyle down there as well. And then the young professionals, there's so many jobs down there. And not only that, you don't even need a car when you're living down there too to get to work. You could walk to work, you could bike to work. There's a light rail down there. So there's just a lot of great things that are happening within the Denver proper area. And that's why I know people are just gravitating towards this area, and they absolutely love it. Number 2 on my list is actually going to be Castle Rock. So Castle Rock is going to be located about 30 to 35 minutes south of Denver. And what is so great about Castle Rock is, one, its beauty. Okay, so it is surrounded by a bunch of mountains. It's called Castle Rock because there's like this big rock up on top of this mountain, and it kind of looks like a castle. So that's where it's got its name. But you do see, views of so many foothills, the mountains. So you are going to get, that's mainly the main reason people are moving to Castle Rock. You are going to be in between Denver and Colorado Springs. So you're kind of smack dab right in the middle of that. What's great about Castle Rock is that it's extremely safe. In fact, it was named 65% safer than the national average. So that's amazing. You are going to be still relatively close to the mountains. So you're just going to get there in a different way, opposed to if you lived in Denver, you're just going to take a different route to get out to the mountains. Really close to Colorado Springs, really close to outdoor activities. I know there's some major bike races, there's hiking, a lot of golfing down in Castle Rock. You also have, it's growing like crazy. So you have the outlet malls down there, and then just a lot of commercial stuff is going crazy down there. A lot of building houses. So if you are interested in new builds, there's a lot of new build communities down in Castle Rock. That being said, the average price point in Castle Rock is going to be mid 600s and above. So it's going to be a little bit higher than the Denver area, but you are also paying for it. It's a different lifestyle. You're going to get more views, but you are going to be quite a bit farther than Denver. So if you're somebody who wants to get into Denver quite a bit, it's going to be a little bit farther. But it's still doable, of course. I mean, about 35 minutes or so, about 35 minutes to 40 minutes to get to DIA. So if you're somebody who travels quite a bit, it's going to be about that long too. But it's growing. It's beautiful down there, and I highly recommend it. Number 3 on my list is Castle Pines. So Castle Pines is actually going to be just north of Castle Rock, and it's one of the most luxurious areas of Colorado, or at least the Denver area. So Castle Pines is definitely well known for the higher end housing. You're going to be paying definitely a pretty penny to stay or to live in those areas. Amazing views, a lot of trees and landscape. You're going to get bigger lots, bigger houses. Great school systems are going to be down there. You are paying to be in Castle Pines. A lot of like NFL or NBA players, they're going to be living down in that area. I think actually at one point John Elway used to live down there too. Not anymore, but he used to. So it's definitely one of those prestigious elite places to live. Average price point on those homes are going to be 800 plus, but mainly in the plus area. And again, you're just paying for the location. What is great about Castle Pines as well, though, it is just north of Castle Rock, but then just south of like Centennial, Parker, Highlands Ranch. So you're going to still have the amenities of those areas. So you're going to have like the Park Meadows Mall and all of that shopping that's going to be right there. You're going to be right off of I-25. So the commute to get into Denver is only going to be about 30 minutes, which is great. And you could actually hop right on there, the light rail. The farthest out the light rail goes is Lincoln Station. So you would just have to drive just maybe 5 or 10 minutes to hop onto the light rail, and then it'll take you all the way down to Denver. So that's not bad at all. But again, you're mainly just paying to have those amazing houses, amazing views, and just a very prestigious area to live. Okay, so number 4 is going to be Parker. And so Parker is actually going to be southeast of Denver. And actually it is a very young city, meaning that, more younger people are living there. In fact, the average age that live in Parker is right around 34 years old. So if you're younger, maybe you have a young family, or even if you're single, people are heading to Parker like crazy because mainly it's growing. So it never used to be an area that people really thought of, but now over the last 10 years or so, there's a lot of growth, a lot of development heading over to Parker. And it mainly is just because of the location. So you are going to be in the middle of Denver and Colorado Springs. So depending on where you work, you're going to be able to get to both places relatively quickly. The average house price in Parker is going to be mid 600s. The one thing I will say, it is going to be a little bit farther to the mountains. So if you're somebody who likes to get to the mountains for camping and skiing and all that kind of stuff, you are going to be a little bit farther because it is east. It's southeast of Denver. So you're probably going to tack on maybe 20 to about 25 minutes maybe onto your commute just to get into the mountains. I mean, is it crazy? No, because Parker as a whole is great. You're going to get the views out there. You're going to get a great priced house for sure. And then the growth of the community is amazing. They have this really cute little downtown area with cute restaurants and shops. I know that they have little festivals and stuff like that that take place in the downtown area. So it is just a really great growing place that people are gravitating to, mainly just because of the price and its young population that they have going on in that area. Number 5 on my list is going to be Lone Tree. So Lone Tree is actually going to be just south of Denver and just north of Castle Pines and Castle Rock. Okay, so you're going to be right there in the middle of all that. And while it is one of the smaller cities on my list, it actually has one of the bigger populations at 13,000 people. What that means for you is there's a lot of traffic, a lot of people. You are going to be surrounded with the Denver Tech Centers right there, so that hubs a lot of traffic right there. A lot of businesses are going to be right there. You have the Park Meadows Mall that's going to be located right there. So there's just like a lot going on in this area. But people are gravitating towards this area mainly just because of its proximity and its amenities to like literally everything. The average price point to live in Lone Tree is going to be mid 700s. But you know, you are going to definitely be able to find a job in this area. It's a very safe area to be in. In fact, it's one of the safer ones in the nation, and the unemployment rate is 2.8% in this area. So you have nothing to worry about except that you probably need a better paying job just to live there, just because it is going to be on the higher end of the price point. Like I said, though, you are going to be really ideally located when it comes to getting to Denver. You could get into DIA in no time, and then you could actually head out to the mountains. So the way it's situated, people love this area just because it's so convenient. You have the Denver Tech Center right there, and then the light rail runs up and down, north and south, and Lone Tree is right in the heart of it. And so you'll be able to take advantage of the light rail, get downtown, maybe go see a ball game or a concert, and then be able to head home, not even have to worry about traffic in that area. So Lone Tree is definitely great contender for anybody who wants the amenities of literally everything, but just note, you are going to have to deal with quite a few people and traffic if you live in that area. Number 6 is going to be Highlands Ranch. Now, what I love about Highlands Ranch is that I've seen it grow so much over the last 25 years or so, and you know, people just love living there, but there is a stigma when it comes to Highlands Ranch, and it's essentially the Highlands Ranch bubble, meaning that if you live in Highlands Ranch, you really don't go out of Highlands Ranch. But honestly, there's really no need to, because all of the amenities and, you know, jobs and, you know, shopping and all that stuff is literally right there. They've created this entire environment to where you really don't have to go anywhere. But essentially, you know, when it comes to the Highlands Ranch soccer moms, that's kind of where it comes from, at least in Colorado. It's just a little inside joke that Coloradans have about Highlands Ranch. The average house price in Highlands Ranch is going to be just under $700,000. But what's so great about this place, or Highlands Ranch, it's right off of C470. So you're going to be right over by Lone Tree as well, and kind of in the middle of Littleton too. So you're really close to the foothills. So if you're somebody who does like to go up to the mountains quite a bit, you know, Highlands Ranch is going to be a great place to move because of the proximity to the mountains. You're going to be able to hop right on C470 to I-70 to get right up to the mountains in no time. Highlands Ranch offers so many of its own trails and hiking. There you have Chatfield Lake is going to be out in that area. You have a lot of golfing out in the area. So if you're somebody who likes the outdoors, then I would definitely head to Highlands Ranch. They're very, very family focused. Like I said, you have the soccer moms. I use that, you know, as a funny joke, but that's just really what what they're kind of known for, because it is very family oriented. They do very cater to them, you know, being together and as a community. So it is a great place to live, great location, and I highly recommend it. Number 7 is going to be Littleton, and I absolutely love Littleton. Littleton's going to be southwest of Denver, about 30 minutes or so. And what's so great about Littleton is that it's actually, it's an older community, a more mature community. So you're going to have not so many of the cookie cutter homes out there. It's, you know, very mature trees, older houses, older you know, it's just a different vibe. It's a different feel. You are going to be really close to I-70 and C-470, meaning that you're going to be really close to the mountains. You're going to be really close to Red Rocks Amphitheater. So it's just a different feel over there. So if you're looking for maybe a community that's going to have maybe one of those older homes, bigger trees, not a cookie cutter, I would definitely head to Littleton. I will say though, when it comes to Littleton, they do have, they are growing for sure, but like as far as like the Littleton Mall, which is Southwest Plaza, I think it's what it's called. Forgive me if I forgot, but it's not that great, honestly. I feel like they need to just bulldoze it and start over there. But they do have other shopping areas. I mean, because Littleton's pretty big. They do have other shopping areas, but as far as a major mall, theirs is pretty crappy. But you are going to be really close to bike trails and hiking, and you're going to have like right off the C-470 and I-70, you could get to the mountains like literally in no time. If you are a concert goer or you like to climb, Red Rocks is literally right there. You could get there super, super fast. So I do love Littleton, but it is going to be a completely different vibe than some of these other cities. And it's mainly just because it's older, it's more mature. Average price point in Littleton is going to be mid 500. So it is going to even be a little bit, you know, less expensive than some of these other areas as well, but highly recommend it, mainly just because of its proximity to the mountains. Number 8 on the list is going to be Lakewood. Now, Lakewood is going to be just south of Littleton and just west of Denver. So it is going to be a really great location if you're somebody who works in Denver, likes to go to the mountains all the time. Lakewood is going to be right there in the middle of both. You will have the light rail to get you into Denver, so you don't have to really drive that much if you don't need to. You could take the light rail actually all the way out to Red Rocks Amphitheater and see a concert or whatever. It'll take you all the way out there. So that's pretty cool. Average price point in Lakewood is going to be low 500s, and just like Littleton, is going to be more of an older community, older city. You're going to have some older houses, but you will have some new developments as well. You will have some newer shopping, new restaurants. So it is going to be a lot like Littleton in the fact that it's more mature landscape, more mature trees, older homes. But just like Littleton, very close to the mountains, so in just a lower price point. So that might be a great option for you if that's kind of, you want to be right there in the middle kind of the city, but still be able to hit the mountains in no time. Lakewood's going to be a great option for you. Number 9 is going to be Centennial, and Centennial is going to be just south of Denver, and it's really kind of close to Highlands Ranch and Lone Tree. They all kind of come together. So it does remind me a lot of these areas as well, but I did want to mention it just to you because you're probably going to see it on Zillow or something like that. And it is a great location. It is south, so you're going to have, you know, the amenities of the Park Meadows Mall. Not as high of a price point as, say, Highlands Ranch. You're going to have high 600s for your housing prices. But again, you're right off of I-25. Very convenient to get into Denver, to get over to the airport. It is a great location for sure, and it's definitely growing. So I would definitely consider Centennial as an option as well. All right, and last but not least, number 10 is going to be Aurora. So Aurora is going to be east of Denver, and Aurora is huge, okay? So it's one of the biggest cities of, or suburbs of Denver. And there's a lot of different locations within Aurora that you can consider. So average home price in Aurora is going to be hovering right around the mid 500s, but you're going to find areas that are going to be considerably less than that and other areas that are going to be considerably more than that. So it is going to just depend on which area you're looking at. I will say the crime rate in Aurora, in parts of Aurora, is going to be a little bit higher than other areas in Colorado. So if that concerns you, you might want to just continue looking at other areas surrounding Denver. But that's what I'm saying, because Aurora is so big, there are pockets of it that are better than others. So definitely reach out to a realtor and to help you figure out what area is best for you. Aurora is growing. So I will say Aurora, especially East Aurora, Southeast Aurora, you're going to find brand new communities, gorgeous houses, in the $700,000-800,000 up to $1 million price points. You're going to have so many amenities in these areas. Shopping, like the Southlands Mall is going to be down there. It's awesome down there. A lot of bike paths and hiking and things like that. But one thing I will say about Aurora is that you are quite a bit farther from the mountains. You are really close to DIA, so the airport. So if you're somebody who likes to travel or needs to travel for work quite a bit, Aurora is going to be awesome for you. But if you don't, or if you like to get into the mountains quite a bit, Aurora is going to tack on a good 30 to 40 minutes to your commute, depending on traffic. And it's just because it is so far east. Obviously the farther west you head, the more expensive houses are going to be. And then vice versa, the farther east you go, the less expensive. And it's just mainly because of location. You're paying for locations. But these are the top 10 areas that I have found surrounding South Denver, I should say. I haven't hit north yet, but South Denver that I think you should consider if you're planning on moving to Colorado. As always, reach out to me if you have any questions. Leave a comment down there. If you've been to any of these areas, I'd love to hear from you. I am the one that reads those text messages and answers those phone calls. If you have any questions, again, reach out anytime. Until the next video, take care.